devotion to the Adi Guru, Paramaguru, Mula Guru, Dakshinamurti, Gaudapada, Adi Shankara, and our own Guru become so strong that we can see their kind Krupa happening on us. Because this path is such one that till we don't start practical, it appears to be so easy and simple. While we are at the theory level, but once we do the beginning of the practice, then we see the toughness, difficulty at every level. That is the time of challenge for us. That is the time of challenge for us. And at that time of our starting to do the sadhana practically, all the three, the world in front, then the infinite Maya power, and the Vasana powers, from how many lives we have gathered, all of them start attacking at either one after the other or all put together. At that level, even small little attacks also appear so big. And many seekers, sincere, genuine, but can't withstand to those attacks and they give up and go. That's how life after the life, little learning they do and slowly try to conquer those attacks. And when we are more deeper in sadhana, more terrible are the attacks because all the inner impurities of identifications with the upadhis, the astha in the upadhi, the wrong belief that the upadhis are real and they are giving us sukha, all these have to go away, even the vasanas, impurities. So it's a very tough task. And among so many, those are putting efforts, though there is no comparison between each other. Only the one who has held his nerves and held the feet of the God Guru and held the Shastra with Shraddha and has infinite confidence in himself can go through all these hardships. Spiritual life is like the old movies of where we see the Patala Bhairavi like that. Somewhere is that Mantrika's life is there. This hero will have to cross all the rivers, forests, oceans, and mountains. Somewhere in the cave, somewhere in something that is there. So tough it is. So too spirituality. But then, once we ensure that we are on the path, once we ensure that we are not going to be distracted, once we are strong that we want that and that and that alone, then slowly, steadily, the path will become clear. We keep moving. One day we discover it. Suddenly, just like when we started our study of Upanishads, we never thought that we'll be able to study them. Though we are not deeply studied, but at least we are having a taste and glimpse of it. Especially it came to Mandukya, we just thought of bypassing only because of the toughness of the subject. It was so impossible for me first time to study and explain. But we took it up as again not as challenge, but a simple, humble effort. And the gurus were guiding us, at least we are getting an idea of what's there in the Upanishad. So too is the Adhyatmic sadhana. Keep this in mind. It won't be easy. We have to make it easy. It won't be possible. We have to make it possible. It won't be convenient. We have to make it so. These important ingredients of confidence, patience, relentlessness, consistency, sincerity, etc., we have to keep on adding, adding, adding. They are the ones become important at one level. Like theory already understood, but what to do sadhana, what you need is confidence, the intelligence, the ability to withstand all the excuses, temptations, theory to pata ho gaya. Like yesterday, you see, I didn't remember, but if you see, in Bhagavata, exactly this was the topic discussed. That the Lord said, those who have become devotee of Lord and who want to achieve the goal, still they sometimes are not able to get out of the inner weaknesses, tendencies. But Bhagavan told to them as sadhana, increase your intensity of doing sadhana and doing the vigarhana of all these indulgences. Have drudhata, have shraddha. Then what happens? He said, I will enter into the heart of them if they allow. Slowly, when I enter, all these, the impurities of karma, etc., they go away. Same here also for us. Never give up too soon. Rather, never give up. This should be our attitude. And it has to come from within. And in this path, especially of Jnana Marga, unfortunately, God and Guru only are the guidance and mere spectators. Like the mother and father shoutingly tell the child when he's in the running race, "Beta, bhago, daudo, or daud laga, or bhago." But they can't run for the child. Child only will have to run with his stamina and get the prize. So to the Guru and God will chill out. भागो ऐसा चलो खब्बे चलो सज्जे चलो but चलो हमको ही करना है. So with little introduction today in our new schedule of morning class, let us start our this Mandukya Alatha Shanti. Hardly we are left with some 15-16 slokas. Then this over, we'll take up our Taittiriya Upanishad. Let us see that we do with Vartika or only Bhashyam. Now, these 84 mantras, feeling, let us have once more. कोट्यश्चतस्र एतास्तु ग्रहैर्यासां सदावृतः भगवान् आभिरस्पृष्टः येन दृष्टः स सर्वदृक्. So direct is the literal meaning. Kotyah chatasrah etaha. These are the four categories of people coming to conclusion on the truth or the theme based on Shastra, but with their own abstinence, with their own insistence at a lower level. In fact, they're all intellectually playing the play and concluding there, not ready to rise above intellectual concepts and experiences which is beyond conceptualization. If they experience, they won't form the concepts. That's why the gurus who have reached the truth through Upanishad way, they don't make it a concept. They give ideas and guidance. They say ki ye bhi nahi, neti, neti. When Vedanta says naiti, naiti means not a concept, not a concept. It is beyond. It is an experience. Even Sat Chit Ananda, Satyam Jnanam Anantam are also mere intellectual concepts. If we want to transcend those words using the same words on the seat of contemplation to the direct experience. So these Chatasraha Kotya, Astivadins, Nastivadins, Astinastivadin, and Nastinastivadin. Like any number you add, mainly they are the four ones who are opposition to Advaita Vedanta. Kotya Chatasraha. Okay, then Etaihi Grahi Asam Sada Avrutaha Bhagavan. The self in us or in those people only because of their grahana or avinivesha or avesha, for them only the self is covered because of their own these type of concepts. Now by mentioning about them, though they are actually our rivals, they have to be defeated in discussion. Bhagavan is hinting at us also. Karika Kara, you also like them. Don't stop at any concept level about the truth. Don't be satisfied at the intellectual level that you studied Mandukya also with the Bhashya, the four prakaranas that so substantially you have understood. ये हमारी बात नहीं है, हम तो अभी इसका भी शुरुआत में ही है समझने का. But some people who take study of Mandukya as the only goal, when they sit and spend some 3 4 years every day, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, then grammatically, then spiritually, theoretically, of every prakarana and prasanga and the shloka meaning they will know. क्योंकि कोशिश करे तो आता है समझ में. So if they get satisfied with the intellectual understanding concept, they won't get liberation. They will be also like these four categories, four kotis. Is it not? We refute them, but we are satisfied at the intellectual level. That won't liberate you. Don't ask me afterwards. Don't blame me. Okay, that's what Bhagavan says in the first point. Bhagavan sada avrutaha etaihi yasam grahaihi. Because of the holding on to these concepts, four in number, that the self in them is hidden for them only. Point one in this shloka. Second one is what? Bhagavan avihi asprushtaha. But the experience of self is not concept. It is not touched by these words of asti nasti, asti nasti, nasti nasti, and any of your concepts also, even though you are the follower of Advaita through the Mandukya, the Upanishad also. Second point is this. Then what to be done? Yena drushtaha sa sarva druk. Means what? The one thus who has not stopped himself at the concept level, one point, and transcended all these concepts with the help of the Upanishadic meditation or mantra, experiences it, then he is Sarvadruk. Here the Sarvadruk means both. He knows reality as experience. He knows the reality as theory before the experience, which was helping for the practice and experience. And he also knows the reality of these four as they are actually only concepts. That's called as Sarvadruk, Sarvagnya. उनको पता है अब कि कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्या हैं, थियरी क्या है, अनुभव क्या है. ये न दृष्टा सह सर्वदृक्. So to do experience it, don't conceptualize it. Here Bhagavan added to us कि औपनिषदकम औपनिषदम वेद्यम. That we'll read that. येन मुनिना दृष्टः ज्ञातः वेदांतेषु औपनिषदः पुरुषः सः सर्वदृक् सर्वज्ञः परमार्थ पंडितः इति अर्थः. So Bhagavan Abhi Samsprushtaha Yena Drushtaha. So Yena means by whom ever it is tried to be experienced. By transcending these concepts, he experiences and he is Sarvagna. He is Sarvadruk, meaning of that is he is Sarvagna and he is called as Paramartha Pandita. He is not the Pandita only at the intellectual level, nor the Pandita of only making concept, but is an experienced. So Yena, that Yena word is explained by Adi Shankara as Yena Munina. And what does the Muni does? Maunena. What does he does in the Mauna? He takes the explanation given by the Upanishad, which says Neti 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 or Sat Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. With the help of those, he just transcends all the upadhis, Stula Sukshma Karana, which will come in our subsequent slokas also. And he experiences. So he is not stopping, he is neither arguing with anyone nor forming his own opinions, nor he is stopping only at the intellectual level. He is relentless in his attempt to rise above all Dvaitata. All this conceptualization, and he is for him the only help is his faith in the Upanishadic mantras. which have said here, Nanta Pragnam Nabahish Pragnam is the Upanishad mantra here. And in so many Karikas, in every of the Prakarana, we are seeing the pointers in which direction we have to raise the attention of our intellect on the seat of contemplation. The attempt of which would take us beyond the intellect and its concepts, takes us into experience. So, in this sloka, what is hinted at it is, one side is refuting all those who argue against Vedanta. Second, those are already in this Advaita Vedanta sadhana, hinting at them that neither get caught up in the concepts of those people who oppose Advaita, nor you yourself get bound only at the theory level that you have understood. No, be a Muni, be in that strong inner confidence that I'll rise above all the Vyashti Samashti, Stula Sukshma Karana Upani, which is said in Upanishad as an effort. And through this effort of rising above Upani, what is that which is inexplicable but experiential? Can't be put in words, can't be conceptualized, is not an emotion. In fact, the anubhava of that is not like anything of this gross world seen by us or even unseen by us. There's no vastu or the anubhava in the world to tell in comparison about the anubhava of the Paramatma. That is why the Anubhava Paramatma is explained only in the words or form of negation of what we are having the worldly Anubhavas. These are all Khanda, Khanda, Khanda we see. That is said as Akhanda, Akhanda. These are all we see Anitya, Anitya. We talk about it as Nitya, Nitya. All we pursue is all Jada, Jada, Jada. We talk about Chaitanya. All these things are coming, staying, dying. Therefore, there are Satta. It never comes, goes, changes. It's always there. It is Satta. In contrast, only it is spoken. What we are in the world is Dvaita, Dvaita. It is called as Advaita. Everything in the world is born, dying. It is called Ajata, Ajam, Advayam, Avikari, Anashi, Ekam. These are all words which are in contrast with what we experience, opposite. But otherwise, they are neither the concepts nor definitions of the truth. Truth is only experiential. Anubhava Vedyam, Anubhava Gamyam. Remember that. And it is possible. It is to be made possible. That's what we are here as spiritual sadhakas. We have to be committed or keep on studying Upanishad, become deeper, deeper, and rise above any concepts. So that's the meaning of this mantra. Now, in this way, with the help of the Upanishadic mantra, through the deepest of the contemplation, which leads to the experience of that when one goes, how it looks like is explained here. प्राप्य सर्वज्ञता प्राप्य सर्वज्ञतां कृत्स्नाम ब्राह्मण्यं पदमव्ययम् अनापन्नादिमध्यान्तं इवतः परमीहते. Wonderful, till that Paramatma is experienced. Remember, there are two things to be done. One, as a sadhaka, doing all sadhanas to experience Paramatma. Second, if you are at the Vasana Samsara level, we have to keep on doing something of the Samsara. That's out of desire we do, and out of desire, if you do with the Papa and all, we get the punishments and Naraka. But we have to keep on doing and avoid all the Papa, do the duty and Punya, we get something. So, something is to be done in the world to live, to survive, to sustain, good or bad. And something and many things have to be done even in the sadhana kala also. But once the self is experienced, the non-dual self is experienced, thereafter, because what is the best is gained. There is no better thing than that to be gained is there. Therefore, after that experience, nothing remains to be done. Therefore, for him, neither duties are there, nor any compulsions are there, nor anything to be done to fulfill something else are there. Therefore, Atah param kim ihate. Having experienced that, beyond that, there's nothing to desire for. Therefore, what else he will be involved in doing? Therefore, from within also, there are no compulsions or limitations for him to express. From without also, there's no demand or anybody can force him to do anything. Means what? In fact, the meaning of it is he has transcended the realm of doing, gaining, involving, and becoming. From that realm, he is reached to the realm of being. So, doing something, gaining something, involving in something, and becoming happy. That are the lakshanas of samsari. But he has become one with the being. Being means happy being. He is the being. Happiness himself is he. Therefore, kimatah param ihate. What is the meaning of it? Till that is reached, you have to keep on struggling in doing either vyavaharik, samsaric things or adhyatmika sadhana. You are forced. In spirituality, the sense of incompleteness within forces us to do sadhana, and in the worldly materialism, the desires and vasanas will push us into do something. But without doing, you can't. So this is what is in continuation of what Bhagavan said in Gita to Arjuna. कि यह तो आत्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते वै नैव तस्य कृतेन अर्थः न अकृतेन नेह कश्चन न च अस्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चित् अर्थव्यपाश्रयः. So these are the contrasts. Till that time you have to do. But once you experience it from within or without, there are no compulsions. So once we are freed from both the limitations and compulsions to make that limited unlimited through that karma or some karma, when they are both gone, we are the liberated world. We are the liberated bird. We are free from the cage. सो शांतता अंदर है और उसको अनंत बनाने के लिए कुछ तो करने का है. ये दो ही संसार है. अपने अनंत स्वरूप को जानने के बाद शांतता लिमिटेशन इज नॉट देयर. सो टू बिकम अनलिमिटेड देयर इज नथिंग टू बी डन. यू आर फ्रीड. No, you can't put these words also, these experiences or explanation also in suitable words. You have to only feel. So we are explaining the sentence said by Karika Kara. Kim atah param ihate means atah param kim ihate. Iha is desire, iha is chesta. What else he does something out of his inner compulsions of desires or inner compulsions of limitations. कुछ नहीं रहेगा. Which is the person? The one who has followed all Upanishads, especially Mandukya, and the way the Mandukya developed. In the Agama Prakarana, through those 12 mantras, what was done was the three avasthas are transcended with the help of Pranava Upasana, and the Turiya Avastha, the definitions of that are given for contemplation, they are utilized and reached out. And later on, as an auxiliary, the Vaithatya, then Advaita, and now the Alatha Shanti, Prakaranas have helped in intensifying and doing in right direction the sadhana indicated in the first prakarana. So the one who has done all that and reached, he has nothing to reach, nothing to do. Reached how, like what? What it looks like. Bhagavan here explains in this shloka. Prapya means having experienced, having reached, having gained, having owned, having obtained. अब कुछ भी पद यूज करो, अनुभव जिसको आ गया. That's why it's called सर्वज्ञताम प्राप्य कृत्स्नाम. This sarvajnata is sarvadruk, the word which was used in the earlier shloka, last one. उसी का कारिका कारक खुद एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं. तो सर्वज्ञताम प्राप्य कृत्स्नाम, तो complete कृत्स्नाम is entire, sarvagdam is becoming knower. When he has known everything, prapya sarvagnatam kritsna means he himself has become identified with the sarvagnatva vastu. He is not an individual separate from the Gneya Vastu as something other than him. So, this we have to understand with what we saw 15-20 shlokas back, that because of Chitta Spandana, what are the two things that got expressed? The Grahaka in me, the Grahya in the world. So, in the Grahaka Grahya mein, I am the Jnata, that is the Gneya Vastu. I am the knower, it's known. But the Turiya Atma is such one in that there is no contrast difference of Jnata and Gneya as if they are separate. There, the Grahya Grahaka difference is dissolved, both of them dissolved, and Grahya Grahaka Rahita Tattva Anubhava comes. That's called as Sarvagnatva Prapti. So, Prapya Sarvagnatam Krishnam. So, the Sarvagna word, Bhagavan will explain when we read Bhashya. Remember, it is not that every name and form of the word is known. That is not Sarvajnana. Sarva means that which alone but appeared as so many forms, appearing as. Sarva means एक ही जो सबके रूप में है, सब में है, एक ही जिसके ऊपर सब आरोपित है, that is called sarva. Jna means identifying that himself to be that. Don't misunderstand the word Sarvagna means he knows physics, he knows chemistry, he knows astrology or astronomy or poetry or all the arts. No, no, no. सर्व जो वस्तु है ज्ञ उसको स्वरूप के रूप में जानने वाला. And if you have patience to listen, I can go on explaining that Atma Chaitanya Vastu, Paramatma, remember, only in a peculiar condition, appearing as the world to be known of all sciences and the individuals who are knowing. Clear? So the mathematics is a subject to be known. Mathematician is the one who knows it. So too the physicist, he knows the physics. So the medical person, doctor, and he knows medicine. Now both the knower medicine of the knower, the doctor, the medicine known, both are a conditioned expression of Paramatma Tattva only. Therefore, he inherently, Sarvagna also can mean that in every of these scientists, whoever is knowing, they are the knowers, and whoever are knowing that the sciences are known, they are also expression of Chaitanya Paramatma. Can a doctor know the medicine without himself being conscious of himself being doctor and conscious of the medical science? No. Can a lawyer be the lawyer without being conscious of himself being lawyer as well as the law subject? Can any engineer? Can any? No. So what is happening? I am conscious of myself and I am conscious of the object. In both of them, the myself, the knower, the object or the science known are nothing but the objectification of me, the consciousness only. Therefore, the Sarvagnata fits there also. Bahya Rup se, listen carefully. The knower of each subject is identified differently, given different dress, labels, names, etc. That's what in Vyavahara. But if you look deeply, whoever are doing whatever profession, all are conscious of themselves, all are conscious of their profession. To such an extent, without that consciousness, neither the self is possible, any individual professional self, nor that particular subject or science or profession is possible. Therefore, in that way, we see all of that is from Chaitanya only, Paramatma. Therefore, Sarvagnata fits in this second explanation also. फर्स्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन इज सर्व रूप में जो पर ब्रह्म है ज्ञ उसको आत्मा रूप में जानने वाला. सेकंड इज इन एवरी साइंसेस हु इज द अल्टीमेटली नोअर इज चैतन्य तत्व ओनली. That is claimed by the individuality. Allowed because that individual has some purpose to achieve. So इसको ज्ञान दिया जा रहा है. Like I, a jiva, think I know the things. But I, jiva, is only concept. How can I know? Then who is enabling me to know? The conscious self in me. But I claim that I am the knower. I am allowed. because I want to fulfill some desire, then out of love, the Paramatma has allowed me, or maybe I have to do my sadhana and reach out. In both cases, it's only license, permission given, but it's not his, of the jiva. What mean to say? Everything belongs to Paramatma. So one is Prapya Sarvagnatam Krutsnam. Now this is in Vedanta called as Brahmanyam Padam. This is called as a Brahmanya Pada, Brahma Pada. In Gita it's called Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha. In Upanishad, Taittariya, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. In the Brihadaranyaka Bhasha, Aham Brahma Asmi. In so many texts, this comes again and again. Brahmanyam Padam. And that is Avyayam. What is Avyayam means what? In any other Pada position, when we get it is Vyaya Yukta. Means it is not Avyaya. Means it's not permanent. Like Nidra. Nidra Pada is not Avyaya. After those 8-10 hours, you have to wake up. So to in Jagrat and Swapna, no achievement is continuous of identity or experience. Here, the identity and experience are both. That is, you are identifying with the Brahma and you are experiencing what means by Brahma, that which is all pervading. It cannot be two, it is truth only. So that Brahmanyam Padam experience. And that is what Advayam. So it is Avyayam, imperishable, as well as Advayam. Such ones are not two. So Prapya Sarvagnatam Krusnam Brahmanyam Padam Advayam. And it is the theme of your entire Mandukya. That is Advayam. And in that, the Dvaya has never born also Jata. That's what we are discovering. In Vedanta, we don't bulldoze the Dvaita to reach the Advaita. In pure Vedanta, we dissolve the Dvaita by proving that by no means it is possible to be there. अजातवाद का अर्थ वही है. अजातवाद में हम द्वैत को काट नहीं रहे, मार नहीं रहे, कुचल नहीं रहे. वी आर प्रूविंग दैट है ही नहीं वो. अब उसके ऊपर एक्शन कैसे कर सकते? Discovering that it is not there. Like we gave million times this example, we don't send away the snake by beating it with the rope or the stick, or by threatening it, or by bringing a mashal so that they look at the fire and run away. None of them work there because the snake is not there. Therefore, sending away snake is knowing that it is not there. And remember always, the snake is not there, will be coming to us, that experience, only what is there when it is known undoubtedly. And that is called as a rope as it is. So here that's what. Prapya sarvagnatam krusnam brahmanyam padam advayam. And that Paramatma Tattva is anapannadi madhyantam. In that, the Adi Madhya Anta, which was valid for the Dvaita, which was valid for the non-self, is no valid at all. I mean, this language doesn't work there. Like some objects are there in our nation. Such object is not at all there in other country. Then the language which we use to deal with the object in our life, our country, won't work there. उसकी जरूरत ही नहीं है वहां, क्योंकि वो वस्तु ही नहीं है उधर. वस्तु ही नहीं है, उसका जिक्र ही नहीं हुआ ना. In the same way, this Adi Madhyanta are not at all there in the Paramatma. Therefore, those words also are invalid. Anapannadi Madhyantam. Anapanna means never ever it existed in it. What? Adi Madhya Anta. It has never begun from somewhere. Why? Because eternally there. Not something else came from it because immutable, unmodifiable, nor it will die, or nor anything coming from it will die because nothing came. See, Anapannadi Madhyantam. Is there Adi to the rope? You can't say Adi because it is eternally there. That which is not there sometime, when it comes into appearance, then you call it as Adi. Second, in the Madhya, when you are seeing snake, did the rope become snake? हाँ, आदि का आपनत नहीं हुआ और मध्य का भी आपनत नहीं हुआ, then अंत भी नहीं हुआ. Remember, neither snake ended nor the rope ended. Rope never ended because it's an eternal thing. It can't end. Snake never ended because it was not there. Then what ended was the notion that there was a snake ended, not the snake. So to the world never ends. Then the notion that the world is goes away. It's only notion, it's only imagination, it's only projection. Projection goes away, not the world goes away, because world is not there. What is there is projected. Like on movie on the theater, when you put off, cinema did not end there. Then the projection ended. Cinema was not there for it to end. What was there is projection. That's the meaning of anapannadi madhyantam. So prapya sarvagnatam krusnam, सर्वज्ञता को प्राप्त करके समग्र रूप से Brahmanyam Padam, that's called as Brahma Tattva Pada in other Upanishads. Advayam, it is one without second. And in that Adi Madhyan, the concepts themselves are not there. Having reached that sublime on the seat of meditation experience, how many number of lives it may take, we are not worried about it. Once that is experienced, Kim Ataha Param Ihate. What is there for him to think about something existing for him to gain and planning as to how to achieve it and working. ये सब नहीं होते हैं. किमतः परम ही होते. So the other thing in it was, if that is not reached, then so many temptations are there for us to achieve this or that. And then all those temptations are avoided by with one desire of knowing truth. Truth is known through the jnanam. When the knowledge के द्वारा truth भी पता चलता है. You see, we took up the desire of knowing self, by which we removed all other desires. Desire to know the self is fulfilled in experiencing the self through the Upanishad. Therefore, there is no third thing to desire for, nor anything to be done. Therefore, kimataha param ihate. So now it's a big sentence. In that, to explain, there's hundreds of things. All that will not touch, but this much we say. He earlier felt limitations, conditions, fears that the position goes away. Therefore, to maintain it again, I have to struggle. ये सब नहीं रहेगा वहाँ. न दूसरा कुछ पाने का है, ना पहले का किसी का कोई भान या जरूरत है, ना ये खोने का डर है. इसलिए कुछ ही करने को नहीं होता. Is it not? Why do we do act in this world? Either to protect what is already gained, is it not? Or to gain which is not gained. Or the fear that what is there goes away. No, in the Atma Vastu, it is not like the worldly thing that it will go, then you have to be afraid of it. Like a good name and fame came. There's always where it goes away, or somebody will overtake it. The way you keep on doing some work to maintain it. Like that, in any world, you become a king, you have to maintain it with all the works. Else, the people will start doing that. No confidence motion, then you have to stand, prove. If not, the निकल ही जाते हैं और देखते देखते every media and all focus on them and they become in limelight. The new comers, this person who was in limelight 10 days back, उसके बाद उनका चेहरा भी नहीं आता टीवी में. You have to maintain it. But in this, such effort is not there. So it's an assurance given, बेटा उसके बाद ना कुछ करने का है ना कुछ पाने का जरूरत पड़ेगा. You are in that infinite experience. Try to get that. प्राप्य सर्वज्ञताम कृष्णाम ब्राह्मण्यम पदमव्ययम अनापन्नादि मध्यांतम किम अतः परमीहते. So this is like in Gita 2nd chapter, last shloka. Esha brahmi sthitihi. Partha. Arjuna asked about, should I fight the war or run away? Bhagavan gave all Nainam Chindanti Shastrani, Sthita Pragnasya Kabhas and all. And last he said, Esha Brahmi Sthiti. Partha. Na enam prapya vimuhyati. Having experienced it, there is no moha that there is something other than it to gain. Asyam Stitva, having established it, Antakale api, you transcend even the time there. Brahma Nirvana Maruchate, he is one with that Brahma Anubhuti. Yehi Brahmi Sthiti. Same he says in 14th chapter last May, Brahmano hi pratishtha amrutasya avyayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sarvasya ekantikasya cha. These are all quotations in different places. So हेल्प उससे लेते हुए खुद का मन से कहते हैं कि मतः परम ईहते. There is no supreme than this to achieve. When you have mounted the peak Everest, हो गया, उससे ऊपर और कुछ नहीं है. The summit you have achieved. Is it not? Summit clash. Like in the semi-finals, you have won, and in the final also you won. अरे भाई ट्रॉफी मिल गया आपको, और क्या, गेम नहीं होता, खत्म बात. This is called summit, reaching that, getting the final trophy in the final competition. To feel about this and get inspired. And the other feeling of it is what? Till it is reached, the noblest desire is to reach it. Any desire other than is only is binding. It will neither give the Brahmanyatva, nor it will give Sarvagnatva, nor it will give the Krutsnatva, and in that you have Adi Madhyanta tension always. So, in anything you desire to gain or become, that is going away. But in Paramatma Prapti and becoming one with Him is our own being. There is no becoming there. But there is no reversal or coming back, etc. That you have to struggle to maintain it. Kimata Paramiyate also means nanivartante, yadgatva nanivartante. Now, same thing, which is a little what Karika Bhashyakara said, let us see. Then few more mantras. If the 81 is over, 15 more. Slowly by the end of this month or maybe a week more, we can complete this one. Here says prapya. Kisko prapya? Etam yathoktam krutsnam samastam sarvagnatam. Having gained this krutsnatva, sarvagnatva. And that's in other language or Upanishad called as Brahmanyam Padam. Where from he used this word Brahmanyam Padam? Is there any quotation? मैं तो हूं ना बताने को. भगवान शंकर quotes from Bradanyaka सब ब्राह्मण ब्राह्मण का सब ब्राह्मण. Now here we have to discuss little, not much, because I will give a hint, that's all. So here when you take the literal grammatic meaning, it means he is called as Brahmana, क्योंकि ब्राह्मण का पद पहुंच गया. That's what. Prapya Sarvagnatam Krishnam Brahmanyam Padam is he became Brahmana. Like he reached to the collector's position. He reached the collector's position. Means what? He's a collector. He reached the position of a chief minister. Means he's GM. That's it. So too he reached to the position of Brahmanya Pada. Brahmana Pada means he is Brahmana. Now here, therefore, what we have to be careful with is, though the one who is born in the Brahmana family, there is always a possibility for him to pursue naturally and easily the spiritual path. Listen carefully. That doesn't mean, therefore, that he will pursue and reach it, nor also it doesn't mean that other than the one who is born in Brahmana, non-Brahmana born people, they will not reach to Brahmapada. This is not true. Therefore, a Brahmana is Brahmana by knowing Brahma Tattva, not by birth. But by birth, they will have extra added benefits if they use it. That's why we saw in another text, though born in Brahmana, if he is not holding on to his all things to be done and does the other things, he will slowly will be considered as Kshatriya Vaishya Shudra. On the other hand, even if somebody is born as Shudra, but with his relentless due efforts, if he discovers the Brahma Tattva, the Krishna Tattva, the Sarvagna Tattva, wherever he is born, he is Brahmana. That's why in our Shastras we see the non-Brahmins are more who has known Brahma Tattva than the Brahmins. They are also there. Then how can the non-Brahmins reach Brahma Tattva? Because to reach Brahma Tattva, to be born in Brahmana family is not a compulsion, but it's beneficial. It helps because that is Shuddha Sattva Guna. But with that, if that Brahmana doesn't do that, only Chandal ki tarah hai, so you can't call him as Brahman. They do usko respect, he is born, but he's not fulfilling his Brahmanatva at all. That's why there's famous shloka, Janmana Jayate Sudraha. Everyone by birth are Shudra, even a Brahmana. Then samskara dvija uchyate. When he is given all the yajnopavita samskara, he becomes dvija. Then Veda Abhyasi or Veda Dhyayi bhavet vipraha. When he does the Adhyana and Abhyasa of the Veda, he is called as a vipraha. Then through that Vedanta Abhyasa, ultimately the one who knows Brahma Tattva, Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. This is how the Janmana Jayate Shudraha Samskara Dvija Uchyate Vedabhyasi Bhavet Vipraha Brahma Janati Brahmana. Therefore, knowing the Brahman makes one Brahmana, not only by the birth. By the way, you can, as a corollary, receive this message from this shloka. But Karikakara is not interested in that. Bhashakara is so. So, Savai Brahmana, he quoted. This is what said in Upanishad, the one who knows Brahma Tattva is Brahmana. Then, Eshoha Nityaha Mahima Brahmanasya. Again in same Buradanika, in another khanda also said, Eshoha Nityaha Mahima Brahmanasya. So, this is what the experience of the eternal to that Brahmana. So, here, this is what the experience of eternal to that Brahmana is not told that a person born in the Brahmanatva is experiencing it. No. The one who through the Upanishads reached to that Brahma Tattva, he is called as Brahmana, and to him this is the Nitya Anubhuti that Aham Brahmasmi. That's what the quotation of Bradanyaka here Shankara is taking to explain the meaning of Brahmanyam Padam. Okay. Then next he says, Iti Shrute hai. Next one. आदि मध्यांत की बात हो गई ना सेकंड लाइन में अनापन्नादि मध्यांतम ही सेज आदि मध्य अंताः व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ आदि मध्य अंतः आदि इज उत्पत्ति मध्य इज स्थिति अंतम इज लय द फर्स्ट उत्पत्ति स्थिति लयाः अनापन्नाः मीन्स अप्राप्ताः रिमेंबर that's how having reached Paramatma we have avoided जन्म स्थिति मरण ऐसे नहीं समझना Srushti Sthiti Laya is avoided or averted by knowing Brahma is wrong language. That is what he could say. Yeah, ki anapanna means what? Apraptaha. Aprapta means never ever there was the Srushti of the Dvaita, Sthiti of Dvaita, Laya of the Dvaita in Advaita Tattva. That's discovered. Please remember, you are only discovering the existing snake rope as it is. You are not doing anything else in seeing the snake in the rope, sorry. In the same way, Anapannadi Madhyanta means Tattva ko dhundne. Like the snake ka Tattva, when you dhundo, you reach to the rope where there was never the snake. So to the Adi Madhyanta Srushti, when it is inquired deeply into, one reaches to Brahma Tattva in whom there was never Adi Madhyanta, which is termed as Srushti. That's called Anapanna. Anapanna Adi Madhyanta. So, Anapannaha means Apraptaha Yasya Advayasya Padasya Na Vidyante. देखा उस अद्वय पद में पहुंचने बाद आदि मध्यांत नहीं है, उत्पत्ति स्थिति लय नहीं है. That's what is the meaning of Aja, Ajara, Amara, Avyakta, Avyakrita. It's not self is created, my dear friends. If it is created in time with effort, when the time effort goes, so it gets destroyed. Then that self which gets destroyed. Why should we struggle when we already have so many things of the world? When we are gaining them, we are enjoying, and they are getting destroyed, we are not bothered. आदि मध्यांत नहीं है इसमें, ये स्थिति पता चलेगा. So these are all the hints which help us in the deeper meditation and contemplation. And always Karika Karato thinks ki we have all strictly sincerely followed all the four prakaranas, not only knowledge but also practice, that we are at the final level, therefore is thinking that we have final products, he is giving us the finishing touches to us. बेचारों को पता नहीं कि हमको एक मंत्र भी याद नहीं है. But he is telling us that the realization of self is such that in that never ever any Dvaita is born or maintained or dissolved. बट आई टेल यू ना, जो इंट्रोडक्शन में आज कहा, जिनको जागृत अवस्था के विषयों से बहुत तादाद में है, एंड द मोस्ट toughest identification in the Jagrata Avastha is with my own Deha. It is such a frightening experiment or even practice to see the self which is beyond. और डर लग जाता है भाई. एक दिन नींद ठीक नहीं आया तो हम डर जाते हैं. अब नींद, सपना, जागृत तीनों को पार करना पड़ता है. How? I mean, it's a very beautiful, joyful thing. But to reach to that, these things have to be transcended. But इसमें हमारी इतनी आस्था और प्रेम है कि इन्हें छोड़ने को राजी नहीं होते, तैयार नहीं होते. But one is ready, he reaches. So अनापन्नादि मध्यांतम अप्राप्ताः यस्य अद्वयस्य पदस्य न विद्यन्ते तत् अनापन्नादि मध्यांतम. So the discovery that the self has no adimadhyanta is the meaning of self is being adimadhyanta rahita. Discovering the rope as rope is the meaning of seeing that there is only rope. There is nothing to do with the snake. Snake never came, snake never stayed, snake never went away. If you can understand this statement, you understand what Karikakara and Bhashyakara are trying to convey. क्योंकि नए चीज को हम नहीं बना रहे, वहां जो मैं नहीं हूं उसको नहीं पा रहे हम, जो ऑलरेडी है, जो मैं हूं उसी को. अदर देन एवरीथिंग एल्स वाज नेवर देयर ओनली. दैट्स हाउ द अजातवाद, अनापन्नादि मध्यांत. सृष्टि का आदि हुआ, फिर सृष्टि कुछ देर चला, फिर लय हो गया. दिस आर ऑल पौराणिक भाषा. In the absolute ultimate Vedantic level, Ekamevadayam Brahma, and is Avyakta, Avyakruta, and Ajara and Amara. He is the same all the time. He never became in the form of this glittering world of names and forms, nor in the form of the cosmos in which so many galaxies, Milky Waves are there. ये सब ये हमारे दिमाग को एंटरटेन करने के लिए हमारे दिमाग में लेवल में वो देते हैं. Like the children at their दिमाग लेवल राइम्स बता के उनको एंटरटेन करते. इज नॉट अदरवाइज जैक एंड जिल वेंट अप द हिल. अरे बेवकूफ, पानी नीचे होता है, क्यों गया ऊपर? है ना? इट्स ओनली राइम्स टोल्ड, एनी ऑफ देम, बट देयर इज नो मीनिंग एट ऑल इन देम. एक्चुअली इन द सेम वे सृष्टि है, इस तरह से है, उसको लय करना है, ये सब बच्चे लोगों की बातें हैं. इन द एब्सोल्यूट ट्रूथ इट नेवर, रिमेंबर, द एब्सोल्यूट परमात्मा इज नेवर born because already there, never changed because to bring in him change, the effect of vasana or kala must be there. They are not there, and it will not end because it's sadvastu. He is not born, not dying, non-changeable. Then where the world came from him? From the world standpoint, world is not independent of this Paramatma. Is it not? Without him, the world cannot be. But from the him standpoint, if you see, there is nothing other than him called as the world. This is true everywhere. From the pot standpoint, you can never have pot without the mud. From the mud standpoint, there is nothing other than mud as pot at all. Mud never became pot, Baba. Because you are making it with adding water and moving the wheel and naming it as pot and using it for the water, क्या बिगाड़ा तुमने उस मड का? बाल भी बाका नहीं कर सकते उसका, वो हमेशा वही है. That's how the entire globe also becomes Nastiga. Nothing happens to Parabrahma Tattva. It is always remaining. Nobody can touch it. Is it not? From the wave standpoint, the cause is water. From the ornament standpoint, without the gold, the ornaments cannot be. But in the water, there are no waves. Remember, in the gold, there are no ornaments. It's always good. If you can discover the subtlety in that, you are understanding the deep Vedanta. In the same way, in Paramatma, Jagat was never born to be bothered about. That stage of intellectual conviction followed by some sadhana definitely required to undo the wrong habits we have to do. Having done them sufficiently, when we reach out. Do you know when you have to travel from India to America in flight, what you have to do? You know what you have to do? You have to do nothing. Then only you will reach. But before doing nothing, after tying ourselves on the belt, we have to do so many things. And of booking the ticket, passport, visa, and check-in, and then putting a luggage and putting belt. After that, anything you do, it is contrary to your travel. फ्लाइट ले जाएगा आपको बस बैठे रहो. Is it not? And in between you get up for your hunger and all, वो तो ठीक है आनुषंगिक in between. You understand that example? You have to do nothing, then you will reach. In the same way, in reaching Paramatma, there is nothing. That what we see, the world is there. That's why in spirituality, when we drop all physical, psychological aberration, disturbances, agitations, then only the self is experienced. Anapanadi madhyantam. So Brahmanyam padam. Tadeva prapya means labdva. When one reaches to that experience of himself, kim atah param asmad atmalabhat urdhvam ihate and cheshtate. Is there anything more greater to be gained? Is there at all such thing greater than the Atmalabha? No. Yallavad na paro labham, yad sukad na param sukham, yad jnanad na param neyam, tad brahma ityavadharaya. See, all that yad gatva nanivartante, yad prapya na kinchid vanchati, kasminu bhav vijnate sarvamidam vijnatam bhavati, jnanam tem sai yajnatva neha bhuyonyat jnatavai mamashishate. All quotations talk about this one. किमतः परम अस्ति आत्मलाभात् नास्ति अतः न ईहते न चेष्टते means any doing thereafter is nishprayojanam because by reaching the Brahma Tattva all prayojana see they happen because in it the gaining of everything is there. There's nothing more to be gained. Ever निष्प्रयोजनत्वात् कि और why is asking किमत परमियत है क्यों डिजायर करेगा क्या करेगा प्रयोजन ही नहीं है क्योंकि again your desire संकल्प will have to be only about the non-existing world. From there only you came to here. How will you go back again? इसलिए ऐसे आत्मज्ञानी न कोई डिजायर करेगा न डिजायर प्रॉम्प्टिंग एक्शन करेगा न फल भोगने के लिए जन्म मरण लेगा. That's how he is a mukta. किमतः परमित निष्प्रयोजनत्वात्. The Manushya Jivana's prayojana is knowing the Brahma. He is recognized that and any other prayojana is invalid. Therefore, he will not do anything. Then quotation is given from Gita. Naiva tasya krutena arthaha. Somewhere it is said in 3rd chapter, 18th sloka. नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थः नाकृतेनेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः तस्माद् असक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो हि आसनं कर्म परम आपनोति पुरुषः is a big shloka there all they have to explain in reference to context and connection etc. So यस्त्वात्मतरेव स्यात् आत्मतुष्टस्य मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते is the 17th mantra of 3rd chapter. 18th is naivatasya krutena artha na akrutena. Means by doing something is not going to gain anything. By not doing something is not going to lose anything. And nor he needs something that he depends on somebody else. Nachasya sarvabhuteshu kaschid artha vyapashraya. Vyapashraya means dependency. Artha vyapashraya means depending on somebody in the anticipation of some gain. And he has nothing to gain from anyone, therefore he never depends on anyone. नचास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चित् अर्थव्यपाश्रय. अब देखो किसी कुछ लेना है तो बहुत करना पड़ता है. इफ यू टेक ए लोन तो यू हैव टू राइट दैट बॉन्ड पेपर, प्रॉमिसरी नोट, स्टैम्प पेपर, कंडीशंस. अरे कुछ लेना है तो सब करना है. अब इसको ना कुछ किसी लेने का है ही इन फुल इन जोन आत्मान भवा Therefore, there is nothing to be done for him. Krutena na artha, because it's completely the end, therefore nothing new to be gained. Akrutena, no problem, because he doesn't do, something will go away from it. It's not there in Atma Jnana. If don't eat food, then body will perish. So therefore, Nitya Krutyam, eating the food, it's compulsory. Such compulsions are not there in the self कि कुछ नहीं करोगे तो self बिगड़ जाएगा. तस्य कृतेन न अर्थः अकृतेन अपि. न just sarvabhuteshu kashidato vipassana means what? In contrast with you and me, we have so many dependencies, requirements, dependencies on so many people because we require so many things. This person Atmagnan is so complete, there's nobody actually other than him on whom he has to depend for something. इसलिए कुछ करने का नहीं. करके कुछ पाना है तो कुछ करना है, नहीं करो तो कुछ खोते हैं इसलिए करना है, किसी से कुछ पाना है तो कुछ करना है, तीनों नहीं इसलिए कुछ नहीं करना. Therefore, नैवतस्य कृतेन अर्थः न च अकृतेन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थ व्यपाश्रयः. This what is the mantra. Gita 3:18. Shankar Bhagwan quotes to explain Kivata Paramiyati of the Karikakara's mantra. हो गया? Now, wonderful. Okay, कोई कृत्य नहीं है, but कम से कम he may have a type of shamadamadi. You know, he should live a disciplined, decent life. After all, he is an example for others and he is a spiritual jnani. So he should definitely consciously practice shamadama. जारी रखना है भाई. जो आत्मज्ञानी है तो उनको कोई चीज टेम्पटेशन के लिए रखते हैं तो ही शुड हैव शमदम एंड से नो. नहीं तो यू विल बी मिसगाइडिंग अदर्स कि आत्मज्ञानी होकर भी विदाउट शमदम वाटर इज कमिंग इन फ्रंट इज गेटिंग टेम्पटेड बाय इट. लोग कहेंगे ना भैया. दिस इज द क्वेश्चन आंसर्ड इन दिस. So remember, while answering these questions itself, Karikakara is lifting our understanding to a higher and deeper level by which the wrong concepts about the Brahma Jnana, Atman or Mukti are removed. Some concepts are already removed, that there is a creation, there is a Dvaita, there is something, वो सब निकल गया. अब यहाँ इवन कुछ करने का पाने का नहीं रहेगा. दैट वाज इट ऑलरेडी इन 85. अब इसमें कहते हैं इवन फॉर हिम टू गाइड द वर्ल्ड practice of shamadamadi also not there. Not there not because he is arrogant, not there because he is not that he is irresponsible. No no no, careless नहीं है. Why then? अरे भाई शमदमादि कब करोगे तुम इंद्रियां हैं, मन है, तुम्हारे सामने वस्तुएं हैं, तो उससे कंट्रोल. When I have discovered self beyond the mana buddhi and vastu prapancha, where is the chance that my mind and indriyas get tempted and get derailed? अब उसका डिरेल का चांस ही नहीं है तो उसको मुझे पूरे पटरी में लाने की क्या जरूरत है? Shamadama is to bring onto the patri the mind and senses which are going away from the patri. आध्यात्मिक साधना और धर्म निर्वहन रूपी पटरी पे जीवन का जब हमारी गाड़ी चल रही है, शमदमा आर द क्वालिटीज व्हिच कीप अस ऑन द पटरी. इन परमात्मा अनुभव अब लुढ़कने का ही नहीं है, फिसलने का ही नहीं है. शमदमा की क्या जरूरत है? बट स्टिल he already achieved shamadama because in the experience of Brahma Tattva, they are internal ingredients. If at all you want to trace them, they are there very much. That's what is the theme of this mantra. विप्राणां विनयो ह्येषः शमः प्राकृत उच्यते दमः प्रकृतिदान्तत्वात् एवं विद्वान् शमं व्रजेत्. विप्राणां विनयो ह्येषः शमः प्राकृत उच्यते दमः प्रकृतिदान्तत्वात् एवं विद्वान् शमं व्रजेत्. Beautiful it is. I'll explain literal meaning today. Bhashya we'll see tomorrow. Vipranam, Vipra means the one who has known Brahma Tattva. Vinaya hi eshaha. They know by default they'll be in such a vinayata, humility, that their mind doesn't go out of control, that it has to be forcefully brought into control. Therefore, the Vipra's experience leading for his natural behavior of Vinayata itself includes Shama in it. उनका क्षमा नेचुरल है. देखो, what is not Shama? Disturbance of the mind. What is disturbance of mind? Two things. There's an object other than me to be gained, or as a person other than me to prove that I am greater than him. This is called as Ashama. The mind is disturbed to get something or to prove supremacy. हमेशा यही तो होता है ना. अब the one who recognize the self, first of all उनके अलावा कोई न वस्तु है न व्यक्ति है जिससे लड़ झगड़ना पड़ता है, अखड़ना पड़ता है, प्योर प्रूव करना पड़ता है. Is it not? When you are alone there, you don't salute yourself, you don't expect salute from yourself. कोई बंदा दूसरा है आपसे हटकर, तभी जाकर बड़ा है तो खुद करते हो, छोटा है तो इमेजिन इंतजार करते हो कि करेगा करेगा करके. इन आत्मानुभव कोई है ही नहीं दूसरा, किसको नमस्कार करेगा? नहीं. किसे नमस्कार लेकर नहीं लगेगा. देखो, naturally he is in vinayata. He did not practice shama. So too, in the shama, the mind is pulled from objects. That's also not required because there are no objects. this सब ब्रह्ममय मैं देख रहा हूं, तो मुझे कौन सी वस्तु को देखकर उसके ऊपर कोई कामना हुआ कि मैं मन को शमित करूं? विप्राणाम विनयः एषः शमः प्राकृत उच्यते. By nature only we become shamavan. He need not do even those things of controlling the mind. Shama is control of mind. So too, damaha prakrutitantatvat. Even dama of the indriya nigraha also is not required because the objects of indriyas also are understood as the same self. Even the indriyas also is same. Even the mana is the also same Paramatma. As we have seen so many times, there is no world without indriyas. There are no indriyas without the mana. There is no mana without Paramatma. So Paramatma ही है. तो उनको फिर दमन करने का इंद्रिय निग्रह वाला भी कोई कंपल्शन नहीं है, बट इट इज नेचुरल. व्हाट द टॉपिक अंडर डिस्कशन? ब्रह्म ज्ञान का तो शब्द दमन तो करना चाहिए ना. नो, द मोमेंट शब्द दमन करना चाहिए, एक्सेप्ट करते हैं ना, तुरंत दीज फेलोज विल ब्रिंग द द्वैता अगेन. दैट यू आर देयर, योर माइंड इज देयर, इट्स रनिंग इन द ऑब्जेक्ट, सो यू हैव टू कंट्रोल इट. तो कुछ ना कुछ तरीका यूज करके द्वैती लोग हमको नीचे खींचना चाहते हैं. बट अद्वैती सो पक्का एंड इंटेलिजेंट, ही नेवर अलाउज देयर गेम टू प्ले देयर. तुमको विनय क्षमा चाहिए, हम ऑलरेडी इतने विनय में हैं, हमारा श्रम हो चुका है. आपको दम चाहिए, अरे हम तो हमारे लिए वस्तु देख ही नहीं रहे, जी टेम्प्ट हो जाए फिर इंद्रियों को रोके. कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है हमको, हम बाई नेचर शमदमवान. नो नीड टू पुट एफर्ट टू बिकम शमदमयुक्ता, which is there for other people who are non-religious self. See, the people in the world, to avoid the sin, to avoid the punishment from the world, we have to be careful about shamadam. In spirituality, unless we do Shamadama, the Mana Indriya Nigraha, you can't do Shravana Mana Nididhyasanam. So Shamadama are compulsions for a decent, healthy life outside, also for spiritual evolution. But having discovered the self, there's nothing other than self. Shamadama ki bhi zarurat nahi hai karne ka. That's the Viprana Vimano Heshaha, Shama Prakruchate, Dama Prakrudantatvat Eva Midvan, Shamam Rajeto. Then we'll have a beautiful bhashya of this. We will see tomorrow. Then in the next three shlokas, another theme is explained. So one is Kimata Paramiyate, Brahmanyam Padam, another is Shamadama are included in that naturally. So by saying Kimata Paramiyate, any desirable object's existence and the desire for that object and the effort to gain that is rejected. Kimata Paramiyate. By saying that Shama and Dama are Prakruta, even Shamadama में इंद्रिय मन का कंट्रोल करने को जरूरत नहीं उनको. Means what? You and I have lot of do's and don'ts to do the control of Shamadama. No, control of Indriyas and Mana called Shamadama. For him, it's not required. He doesn't come under the jurisdiction of even Shastra to indicate to him. Why? Shastra is nothing but the Brahmagnani का natural लक्षण को ही वो लिखते हैं. है ना, सिद्ध से लक्षणान साधक से साधना नहीं. ऐसे ज्ञानी को देखकर उनके लक्षणों को शास्त्रों में लिखा है. इसका अर्थ तो ये है कि ज्ञानी को कोई प्रैक्टिस करने की जरूरत नहीं है. This is how the shloka goes. This is a beautiful bhashyam, exhaustive. We will see tomorrow. Spend that time tomorrow. No hurry. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रुतिमात्रे नमः तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु ॐ विल chant the mantras विप्राणामि नवहेशा शव प्राकृत उच्यते तम प्रकृतिदान्तत्वात् एवं विद्वान् शवं व्रजेतो समस्तु सोपलम्बं च द्वयं लौकमिष्यते अवस्तु सोपलम्बं च शुद्धं लौकमिष्यते अवस्तु अनुपलम्बं च लोकोत्तरमिति स्तुतं स्मृतं ज्ञानज्ञेयं च विज्ञेयं सदा बुद्धैः प्रकीर्तितं ज्ञाने च त्रिविधे ज्ञेये क्रमेण विदिते स्वयं सर्वज्ञताय सर्वत्र भवति महादयः हे आज्ञेयाप्यवाक्यानि विज्ञेयान्यज्ञेयानदः तेषाम् अज्ञत्व विज्ञेयादुपलम्बस्तेषु स्मृतः प्रकृत्याकाशवत् ज्ञेयाः सर्वे धर्मानादयः विद्यते नैनानात्वं तेषां क्वचन किञ्चन आदिबुद्धा प्रकृते वा सर्वे धर्माः सुनिश्चिताः यस्यैवं भवति क्षान्तिः सोऽमृतत्वाय कल्पते आदिशान्ताय अनुत्पन्नाः प्रकृतेव सुनिर्वृताः सर्वे धर्माः समाभिन्नाः अजं साम्यं विशारदं वैशारद्यं तु वै नास्ति वेदे विशदां सदा वेदनिम्नाः पृथग्वादाः तस्मात् ते कृपणाः स्मृताः अजय साम्ये तो ये केचित् भविष्यन्ति सुनिश्चिताः ते हि लोके महाज्ञानाः तच्च लोको न गायते अजेषु वच संक्रान्तं धर्मेषु ज्ञानमिष्यते यतो न कृते ज्ञानममङ्गलं तेन कीर्तितम् ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. Thank you. We'll spend 10-15 minutes only for Viduraniti. Then 2 hours gap, then our Telugu classes.